Hello and welcome back to another Convo. My name is Ashley and I'm here today with my husband, my special guest, Jacky.
Hey, how you guys doing?
And we're here for a very special video. Typically after Jacky and I work out, we have a conversation and we just kind of wind down and talk about various different subjects. And so today we wanted to bring you all along with us for our Convo today. And today we want to discuss, when do you know you're ready to get married? And I have some questions for Jacky, and then I also want him to give me his thoughts and opinions on the topic. So if you're interested in hearing what our thoughts and opinions are on this topic, please stay tuned. I have a couple questions for Jacky, and we're gonna jump right into it. First question is, do you think there's a specific amount of time that you need to be dating someone or spending time with someone before you consider getting married?
All right. All my answers, disclaimer, is going to come from my perspective. I can't speak for all the guys out there, but from my experience. In my thought process, I feel like before I go into any type of lifelong journey with anybody, I feel like I have to know you. I feel like I have to trust you. I feel like I have to be able to sleep at night knowing that we're on the same team. I feel like if I'm out, making moves, trying to, bring back home the bag, that you're on your end doing the same thing. So if it takes you 6 months to figure all that out, if it takes you a year, if it takes you a year and a half, however long it takes you, I think you should proceed that way. I can't tell you it could take you 5 years to figure all that out. Sometimes you meet somebody and everything just mesh and everything just click, and you guys are instantly on the same page. So to give you my answer, I feel like it doesn't matter how long that timeline is. If you know in your heart, this is a person I can ride with, I can build with, I can rock with. We could do something great in the future together. If it takes me 2 years, that's how long it'll take me.
Good answer. Yeah, I think it's hard to say. It's hard to put a time stamp on it. It just depends on the relationship, the individuals, circumstances. It just depends.
Right.
All right, next question. Thoughts on people feeling pressured to get married due to their age?
All right. You should never let anybody pressure you into any type of long-term life commitment decisions. Outsiders' opinions and thoughts, they can feel overwhelming, but at the same time, you can't let somebody's opinion or thoughts of your life dictate how you move. Because at the end of the day, this is your life, this is your journey, this is all the things you're gonna have to deal with. Just focus on how you feel about moving forward, especially in something like a marriage. Because when it's just you and that significant other dealing with life that it comes at you, you don't want to be resentful towards anybody. You don't want to be closed off and upset, feeling like I didn't really want to do this. Somebody pressured me into doing this. You want to go into this thing saying, this is what I want, this is what I want to do, and you're going to do everything you can to make it work.
Cool. I agree. All right. And so next question is, what do you think are some of the most important factors to consider when considering marriage?
Important factors, trust. For me, loyalty is first and foremost. I have to feel like this person is loyal to me. I move that way, I work that way. It's got to be a solid foundation. Things are going to continue to grow in your relationship. The relationship is going to evolve. You're going to deal with mortgages and loss of jobs and economies fluctuating, health. Somebody may be out sick for X amount of time and you got to pick up the slack. So if your foundation is solid, you can deal with whatever life whatever life throws at you. It's important to know this person that you're in this journey with has got your back through thin and thick,
And to just add on to that, I would add things such as finances and children and religion. So, babe, the $1,000,000 question is, when did you know, or how did you know you were ready to get married?
All right. For me, I feel like I'm gonna settle down at age 30, 35 when I'm done running the streets and I'm just old and not lit anymore. But me and you have been dating since we were 18, and you kind of threw a curveball into my plan. I didn't expect to
take a detour.
Yeah, I didn't expect to find somebody that I cared and loved that deeply for at that young of an age. So initially, we were going steady, we were going strong, but it had got to a point, I think we was approaching like age 23, 24. You had made a comment to me, it was like, hey babe, I don't want to go into this next year just dating, we gotta, progress and see if we can get at least engaged or something. And my thought process like, what we got going on is perfectly fine. Like, why are you trying to mess things up? So I think we got into an argument, and we didn't talk for a couple of days. And my older brother and I, we was having a conversation, like, hey, I haven't heard you talk to Ashley, so y'all good? I was like, man, she over here trying to talk about getting married, getting engaged. I ain't into that right now, man. He was like, why, what's the problem? Like, she loves you for you. You guys look great together. You guys are great together. What's the problem? I was like, man, I'm just ain't feeling that. I ain't on that right now. And he was like, man, you know what? You need to really think about the type of person she is for you, how she makes you feel, and would you be happy moving forward in your life knowing that she's no longer there in your life and she's with somebody else? I had to really sit there and reflect and like think about all the times you were there for me, all the times where I was, I didn't know where to turn, and you was always a phone call where I was always able to just go to your house and we could talk about anything. And I thought about losing all that and somebody else reaping all that and, getting you. I was like, nah, I can't lose that. I can't let that go. And so, I thought about it, and it came to me as like, this is the person I want to be with. This is the person I can see myself being with for the rest of my life. Those years that we spent together, they didn't even feel like years. They felt like days and months because it was just, we could just be together all the time.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's been good times. Okay. So the next question is, since we got married at the age of 25, do you feel like you missed out on anything by getting married at that age?
All right. No, I don't feel like I missed out on anything. But prior to getting married, as a young guy, you're telling yourself, like, is this the person you want to spend forever with? Is this the person you can see yourself being sexually satisfied with for the rest of your life? Is there anybody else out there that I didn't give a chance or date just to see if that could be something I'm missing out on? But when you put things into a perspective and you just analyze things, you realize how a person makes you feel. I can do better. You start to realize this is the total package. Nothing is perfect. Nobody's perfect. But working on making your relationship work, that can make it a perfect situation. So no, I don't feel like I missed out on anybody or anything, moving forward in our relationship.
Good answer. All right, next question is, so people tend to get cold feet as they get closer to their marriage and their wedding day and things like that. Did you have second thoughts at any point after we got engaged?
Oh yeah, I had cold feet like a month. We did marriage counseling. It was a 6 weeks or 7 weeks process. And we went into this thing saying, all right, we're going to get married. Let's do it the right way. Let's learn some key foundations to help us survive this journey together. And the second session of marriage counseling, we had like homework assignments. We were asking each other financial questions. We was asking each other deep-rooted stuff that we had underlining and was causing kind of like arguments. By the fourth marriage counseling session, like we're like, yo, I don't think we're supposed to be getting married, man.
Yeah.
We would go to the pastor and ask him like, bro, why are we fighting like this at home? Like, aren't you supposed to teach us on how to be married? And he would sit there and laugh and like, no, you guys are actually doing a great job. You guys are having things that you guys had underlining. You guys are bringing it to the surface. You're addressing it. You're working on it. That's what it takes. And I was feeling like, nah, this is probably a bad idea. Like, we should have went to somebody else. But at the end of the course, we've learned that, it's good to get all that baggage out the way, all the stuff that we've done to each other up and, discuss it and clear it out. So moving into our next chapter in our life, we don't have that stuff lingering. we also learn about being submissive. At times, I'll fall back and let my wife lead and take the way and, you know, take us in the direction. Because sometimes I get stubborn, one-track minded, and she see other options and things that I didn't take into consideration that benefits our marriage, our relationship, and our kids and finances and stuff like that. So being able to be submissive and for her or being submissive for me is something that we have to learn. And, you know, it's not always my way or the highway type vibe.
Yeah, and we'll do a separate video talking more about premarital counseling and the importance of that and our experience with that, but we can't stress enough how crucial that was for us. All right, so next question. So our experiences growing up were a little bit different. My parents have been married for 30 plus years, and your experience was a little bit different than that. So how did not having that example of like a couple being married for 30 plus years, how did not having that example impact your thoughts on marriage?
Basically, I grew up in a single parent household. My dad, he had a separate relationship going on, so I would see him like every other weekend. My mom, she's had relationship issues throughout my childhood growing up. My aunts, they were all single women. My grandma, she was a widow. So I didn't see that up close. I had a few friends who had, you know, two-parent household. So my only example came from TV shows like Fresh Prince and Family Matters. Those are the only people I really saw who had like a healthy relationship. So I didn't know what it took to be a husband, a faithful husband, a dependable husband. I didn't know. I just saw strong women all around me. So, you know, I felt like, how do I navigate this thing? What am I supposed to do every day? What am I supposed to do if I'm not seeing eye to eye with this person? Am I supposed to leave, go stay with somebody else? You know, you do those type of things when you're in a relationship because you have your own place. But when you have a house together, what are you supposed to do? I was terrified, man. I was like, man, I don't know what to do. So marriage counseling, it helped. It helped a lot. It gave me tools and lessons that I still hold on and value to this day. You know, being with Ash, she also made it easy because I would be mad about something and she'd be like, no, we need to talk about this. I'm the type of person, if I'm mad, I don't want to talk to you for 3-4 days. And learning to talk and communicate, those are things that helped us get past through issues. So, you know, it was tough, man. Like when you don't have somebody you can call, be like, hey dad, this is what I'm going through. You know, what do you do? You know, you rely on your self-preservation skills and you kind of, you know, you shelter yourself. But marriage counseling was big. Wanting to be different was big. I wanted to set a different path. And now if I had kids, which I do now, I wanted to show them this is how it should look being a man and being head of a household. So every move I make, everything I do, I think about what my kids are thinking about me or what I'm portraying. So I want to show them a healthy relationship. I want to show them what it's like to have a disagreement with your mom, but at the end of the day, have a conversation and get back to loving. So I wanted a different path. I wanted to end that cycle, that generational curse of a man not being in the house.
That's good stuff, man. All right, so is there anything else that you'd like to add to this convo today?
Oh yeah, it's a testimony somewhat. Basically, when I came back from our honeymoon, I was 25 at the time. I had a job, and one of my coworkers stepped up to me. She's like, "Hey, I heard that you just got married." I'm expecting her to say congratulations. I was like, "Yeah, I got married." You know, I was smiling, I was happy. She's like, "Well, you know, you're young, you don't really know what you want. I'll be surprised if it lasts 2 years." I took offense to that. I'm like, what? I'm a naturally competitive individual. I don't like to lose. I don't like to let people win. And I'm definitely not going to let nobody insult, you know, what I perceive as a lifelong journey of happiness with somebody that I love. So it stuck with me. To this day, we've been married going on almost 10 years. To this day, I still hear this lady's voice in my head saying, I'd be surprised if that lasts more than 2 years. So don't never let people's perceptions and their experiences affect how you choose to live your own life. You know, I don't know what that lady was going through.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was feeling. I don't know if she was having a bad day, but that could have torn me down. That could have made me feel like, shoot, I'm doomed. Like, if somebody thinks that way and they're older than me, maybe there's something that she knows about being married that I don't know about being married. But I never let that stop me. You know, I never felt like, we don't even use the word divorce in our house. We say the D word because we don't want to plant any seeds. We don't want to plant any type of doubt into our relationship. You know, we don't even talk like that around our kids. So everything we put out, we feel like comes back. You know, our kids are constantly observing our interaction. They're constantly paying attention to how we talk to each other. So, you know, we just want to put out positivity in when we're communicating. We do fuss. We do argue. We do get loud. We do, you know, say mean things to each other. But we always come back. You know, we always find our way back. You know, it doesn't last long. So, you know, that lady who said my stuff one last 2 years, we're going on 10. And this is forever. So,
yeah. And I'm glad you didn't allow whatever she was projecting from whatever she was experiencing. I'm glad you didn't allow that to affect you as far as our relationship or your thought process about, you know, marriage and stuff like that. So, almost 10 years in.
Yep. This February will be 10 years to be exact. So, please feel free to comment. Ask us anything you want to ask us in the comment. Maybe we might do another whole segment about this. You know, this was pretty fun.
Thank you for joining me.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you next channel.
Peace.
Peace.